or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello to all of our viewers and listeners out there. You are watching INCRadio, Sacramento.
Whenever we need him, he's always there. There's no one else who does what he can do. Each time we seek him, oh, he always cares. Don't ever fear, he's just a prayer away.
Listeners of INCRadio, Sacramento. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Thank you for joining us here on this wonderful Saturday morning on INCRadio, Sacramento. I will be your host today, Hazel from the local congregation of Elk Grove, and I will also be guest featuring our other host.
I'm Ron from Elk Grove as well. Your favorite tag team back at it again.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. So we're really excited for today's topic because it is the conclusion of our ideas of time management for the month of March. We talked about managing time with family, with friends, how to moderate our time. And one of the things that we were talking about in previous rundowns and in previous shows was how we manage our times and balance work and personal life. So that is going to be one of our main topics today in our broadcast. But before we get there, we want to give a special shout out to all of the viewers and listeners. Thank you
Shout
for
out to
tuning
y'all.
in. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know if there is something that you want to share with us about your day today. Let us know what you're doing this morning. I know it's a beautiful day in Sacramento. We've had a very interesting set of weather changes in the past 3 days.
It's like, it does a weird thing where it's like there's pockets of rain
Yes.
and like sunlight. Like you can still see the sunlight and it's raining as well, like on you.
Yes. So there is a lot of seasonal changes, including the allergies. So forgive my voice for today.
Oh, same. It's been bad here.
It's there has been rain and then wind and then sunshine and then cold and then rain again. So everything out here.
Classic Sacramento. Classic Sacramento, baby.
The before spring storm, I suppose.
We just had second winter.
Second winter.
So we will have a burst of spring and then first summer.
Yes. So getting into our topic, our first question, also in the comment section, let us know what kind of work do you do and what is your career? So 2 questions, and we're going to go into it with our guest / co-host first, because I always go first. I'm not going to go first this time.
Okay. All righty. Go ahead, ask your question. I will answer.
Okay. What kind of work do you do and what is your career?
So the kind of work I do is mostly like engineering type work, but I mainly work in data management for engineering stuff. That's like the easiest way I can explain it without going into like the heavy details of like what I am doing. It's it's a lot of critical thinking, more than you would think. But it's a lot of critical thinking without double checking on things, understanding like how things are working out in like this particular field, and then just making sure that the data is accurate. So my career is data management, but I work in engineering. Okay,
so you are kind of the checker.
Yes, I'm the checker. Yeah, that's like the most. If I had
Simplified.
to explain it to someone who is 5 years old, I'd say I check things.
Yes. Okay. The reason why I'm asking that is because I have no idea what that is.
I check things. People make plans. I check if it makes sense.
Okay. That is the opposite of what I do. I do not oversee other people's plans, but I make the plans and then I implement them in my workplace. So the work that I do is lesson planning and making things.
So you are making plans. Like you make plans.
And
Okay.
the career that I'm in is education, specifically early childhood education. So that is
Those are
ours.
teachers.
Yay, shout out to all the teachers.
Shout out to the
Hello.
teachers out there. Y'all make it work.
Teacher and ASL.
All right.
But before we get to our next question, let us
Maestra.
know in the comments, what do you do for work? What is your career? And if you could explain it in the simplest of terms. He's a checker, I'm a planner.
There it is. We gotta check our plans. It's like church.
It's like
like
what
we
we
do here at
do
church.
here.
Does that make sense? I don't like this. Play it again.
Okay, so let's go into the comment section before we go into our next question.
Yes.
Oh, and I think you had put a question of the day as well.
I did.
Yes.
What is your favorite work break? Right? Because you have like washing breaks, and
Mhm.
snack breaks.
Mhm. Yes.
Sometimes you just need to get away from the desk break.
Yeah, I feel that.
Lunch break.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
there's like little things you just do, like just to get away from work
Yes. Yes.
during the day. It's hard to do it for 8 to 9 hours.
I agree. So in our comments, we have Elenita Kanowski. Hi, NT. Hashtag
One of our favorite
NCL.
viewers.
Hashtag NCL_Sacramento with purple hearts. Happy Saturday. Greetings from the locale of Sacramento. From Janelyn Aguinaldo. Hello,
Woo!
po. Tuning in from Musoma, Southeastern
Eastern
Africa.
Yeah.
International. Thank you for tuning in with
International.
us.
We love international viewers.
We do. From Sarlia Atizada, hi NT.
Howdy.
Good morning, everyone. Happy viewing from Fairfield locale. Hashtag NCL_Fairfield. From Honey V.
Miss Honey V.
Miss Honey V. Good morning, Paul. Happy viewing from locale of Stockton.
What a cool name. That's just
very
like a
cool
really
name.
cool name. There's someone out there.
Okay. From Sean Corpus. Hi, Clea. Hello, brethren.
Sean,
Watching
big
from
Sean.
Stockton. Hashtag NCL_Stockton and happy viewing. Book from lovely Magpali. That's a lovely name.
That is a love.
Happy Saturday.
W
Book.
pun.
Happy watching from the locale of Fairfield. Hashtag NCL_Fairfield. One more from Cheryl Rose. Happy Saturday and happy viewing. Regards, book from hashtag NCL_Fairfield. Thank you, Fairfield, for tuning
Thank you,
in.
Fairfield.
You
Oh,
guys
it
are
looks like
awesome.
Stockton is also having a viewing party. We
Oh,
much appreciate.
thank you. Thank you, Stockton. We very much appreciate you. Viewing party.
Viewing
for
parties.
INCRadio.
We love viewing parties.
We do. So let us know in the comments as well, all of your favorite work breaks. Let us know what your career is, what you do for work. We're going to go into the next question and come back to the comments in just a minute. So our second question is, when you work, do you have personal goals for your workday?
For me personally,
Personal
my
goals,
personal
personally. Okay.
I have goals that I set. I actually usually will set them the day before because I have a thing about like when I finish my workday, I don't want to think about work, so I have to prepare for the next workday during the same workday. But yeah, I always try to set goals like this assignment should be done or this part of the assignments should be done. I like the way it typically works is I have like multiple assignments that are due, like they have like a turnaround to like, okay, you gotta check this thing, make sure the data is accurate, put that into like our information system. It's like a lot of saying things, I guess. But yeah, so I have like assignments, and then like I will make goals for the next day. It's like, okay, these things need to be done. Then if I get those things done, it's like, to me, it's like I either figure out something else to work on, or I just go on like a walk.
Okay.
Or I would just work on just other projects that are like maybe not as like time constrained. Like I can't think of the word. That has like
earlier deadlines.
Yeah, like things that have earlier deadlines. I can't priority work, I guess. Things that are not priority work, I'll like work on that.
Got it. Okay.
Do you have personal goals?
I do. So in education, a lot of my personal goals have to do with what I want to develop with my students. So not necessarily their educational standards or the educational milestones that they have to meet, but more so their personal feeling of belonging, their personal autonomy, their independence.
Yeah.
Because in early childhood education, so I work with preschool, we do focus on academics to prep them for kindergarten. However, we, at least in the philosophy that we are going towards in my facility, is we try to help them become comfortable so that when they go into the public school system, they're not overwhelmed. Because for a little person, it's kind of hard for them to get used to being away from their parents for so long. Like if you've been living with someone for how many years, they're the only people you know, and then you go into a room and everybody is the same size as you, but everyone is a different personality. It's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah.
So a lot of my personal goals with my students and with my children in my classroom is to make sure that they have their own sense of self and that I can help them reach that in their own way.
When you set goals, is there like not landmarks?
Milestones? Yeah. Yes, landmarks.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The other milestones that you like in your mind, like it's like, okay, if we can reach this by like 1.
Oh,
or like, I think we're on like a good track. At least for like from the day to day.
Okay, so from day to day, I think because now we are in the spring assessments for my kiddos, the day to day is based on the child. So if there is a child that I know has a challenging time putting away their arts and crafts after they're done and then going to a different activity and just leaving everything out, the personal goal for that day for me and that child is to help them feel like they are powerful enough to clean up after themselves and not wait for someone else to tell them.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just repetition, I think. And then for those personal goals, it's not necessarily a day-to-day for me, but it's more so of, okay, did I give them the space? Did I give them the opportunity? Did I allow for them to do this? Because it's not necessarily you telling them what to do. It's you giving them the chance to solve it. And if they need you, then you will be there to be the support. So that is the personal goal that I set with my children. Really, really different from like to-do lists and action items when it comes to like milestones, if they're developing, if there's different academia that they need to cover before they go into kindergarten. Those things are a separate list. But personally, because I'm really involved with my class, I set goals with each of my kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty. It's really interesting because I feel like when I was a kid, and maybe this is just because I can't remember it very well, preschool was just like daycare.
Yes, and I think that that means that you went to a really nice place because you didn't feel pressure to get something done at a certain time, and you didn't feel the stigma or the kind of old school type of you need to do
you
this.
Need to learn this
and
right
this.
now. Yeah,
right.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if preschool was enjoyable for you, all of you listeners coming from a professional in early childhood education, if you went to preschool and it was enjoyable for you and you remembered a lot of the fun things and you learned about different things along the way, that means that your preschool teacher was really noticing you. That they gave you those opportunities to be comfortable in your environment so that you didn't have to feel like you were failing at what you were doing, even though you were probably just learning everything for the first time.
Shout out that place. I can't say the name, even though that place is shut down now because it's been 30 years almost.
Yeah.
But shout out that preschool near the apartments where I live.
Yay. You did it right.
Y'all did it. You guys did it great.
Product.
I don't know what happened to the other kids, but
Product.
You know, it worked for me.
Yeah, awesome. So let's jump back into the comments and see what everyone is saying, because I know I talk a lot when it comes to school. You can go ahead.
Okay, I'll read them. Let's see. We have Cheryl Rose, happy Saturday and happy viewing. Regards from NCL Fairfield. Shout out Fairfield once again. A lot of just shouting. Shout out to Stockton. A lot of people are shouting out from Stockton.
Yay.
We got Eliza Rayleigh, Cherry Marcia, Lynn, Ann Reyes, Robin Corpus, shout out from Stockton. Omega Bea, what a day.
Nice.
What a day.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of you are from Stockton. We love you so much.
Thank you, Stockton, for the viewing party.
Thank you for the viewing party. This is just great. Everyone from Stockton who's watching, we love you guys so much. We're just going to move on to the next set of people.
You guys are great.
We have I've got John Camacho. Happy Saturday, and hello to everyone tuning in from Fairfield.
From Brielle Cesaro, thank you for watching.
Yeah. Okay. We got Fairfield and Stockton. We love you guys.
We really do.
For always watching us. I can't even go. We got someone from not.
Clea Jeb.
Jeb. Barrientos. Greetings, INCRadio Sacramento, tuning in from the INCRadio Orange County, California studio at the local Anaheim, #Anaheim, tuning up from our broadcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support.
Oh, Auntie Febby.
I love Auntie Febby once again. We love you as well.
Yay.
Happy Saturday. Did anyone answer me the question?
Oh, look, there's Kiana and
Kiana.
Angel Masankai from Tracy. Hello.
Mr. Roseanne,
Hi,
happy
Aunt
belated
Rose.
birthday.
Belated birthday.
Let's see. Can you scroll down?
There's a lot of
greetings. But we love that there are greetings.
Thank you so much.
We don't actually want you to stop greetings. We just want you to answer questions.
Shout out to the Reynoso sisters. I see all of your comments, Emily and Marie. Melanie, thank you so much.
Well, we know that people love greetings. we love all of the greetings, especially those of you who consistently watch the show. I feel like we always shout you guys out, but it's just because we want you to know how much we love your support.
We do.
Yes.
110%. They go above and beyond. Get it? 110%.
Okay, but only 10%.
Okay, all right.
Is it even possible? Is it not that your best then is actually this, as opposed to your best plus more? Isn't that your best?
But you can always improve.
That's true. You're right. We can always go 1%.
And that was one of the topics that we went over last month about being 1% better.
That's true. 1% better, but then that becomes your new 100.
True. What is it called when you're lifting? What is it called?
Your new.
Is it
your PR?
What is that?
Record?
Personal record. Yeah. So I don't.
New PRs.
I don't know.
We love it.
I don't know the terminology, but I've heard it. So that's exciting. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, from Carmen Tolentino, from local congregation of Roseville.
Shout out Roseville, one of our neighbors here in this region.
Hello. Let us know. Oh, and at the night.
Yeah. Hi, Sister Lovely. Miss you. Hi, everyone. Love our hosts. We love you as well.
Yay.
Okay.
So our last question, and feel free in the comments to also mention, when you work, do you have personal break times or mental stops to take a breather? So I think that goes in with our comment question is, what is your favorite break?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
For me, so I have timers on my phone to basically because one of the things with so I work a 9-hour day, 9.5 hour, I guess, lunch, right? Because I like having every other Friday off, called the 980. But because it's a long day, what I do is I break up my day into 3 parts. So there's my first break, and then lunch, and then my last break. So I just have timers that okay, at this time I will just go for a 10-minute walk. That's my time to just not think about work. Also get my steps in, and then also just lunch time to socialize. And then those are kind of my mental stops, especially because I believe there's research out there that basically says having you can't really, it's hard to once you do a certain thing for a certain amount of time, you stop being productive in that thing, or your productivity starts to dip. So you have to take breaks. That's actually why it's mandated. For the most part, for most places. Yeah, here in California, there are mandates that essentially after I think every 4 hours you have to take a break, no matter what. Like I remember working jobs where like I would not take the break and I would be reprimanded for not taking the break. And I was like, oh, all right.
Yes.
I guess I will
It
take my break.
is by California law that you have a break within your first 5 hours of work. And then if you work over 5 hours, you
Mhm.
are entitled to a lunch break, 30 minutes.
Yes.
30 minutes to an hour. And then if you work more than 7, then you are entitled to another break time.
Like another 15.
Mhm.
Sometimes like what I'll do is if I can't like, just sometimes like my work is like it's hard to break from because like I'm like in a mode. I'll just like stack my lunch and my 2 breaks on top of each other, so I have a whole hour off essentially in the middle of the workday, just to like again
because when
like,
you start a project, you want to complete it.
Yeah, like because I need to like, especially because again, like this goes back to having personal goals. It's like I don't want to like start a project or start like on this goal and then like have to stop in midway if I know I can just get it done straight up. So like yeah, I'll just like stack it on my lunch and have a long lunch.
That is a very efficient way of working. Very efficient.
Yes.
Very efficient.
What about you, Hazel?
You work. So when you work in your work day, it's just you and your work. You're not interacting with anyone.
Oh, for me, so there is a lot of interaction. I try to keep it to a minimum. Like it's not that it's because it's like
is it a necessity to do your work with others? Like as in like meetings on a daily
basis, it is not. But I do have meetings that I have to go to. Sometimes I'll have to go to someone's desk or they'll come to mine to like we'll have to discuss something. But like there are days where I could like throw the headphones on and just work without talking to a single person, except like at lunch. Usually people will message me like, hey, are you doing lunch today? And I'm like, no, I brought lunch. or I'll be like, yeah, let's go like to a place.
Okay. Yeah. And I think for the viewers and listeners out there, it definitely depends on the type of work that you do, how you take your breaks, right? For that, if I was also in that same work setting where I didn't have to be surrounded by people at every waking moment, I would definitely fixate on the product that I'm working on and then clump up my breaks together so that I can kind of, really feel like, at least on my personal checklist, that I've done everything. In education and in my classroom,
you're taking breaks when you get home.
Yes, for the most part. But I am very, very fortunate to have wonderful co-teachers that are very good on time, and they keep track of time more than I do when it comes to my class. Not to say that I don't mind the clock. It's just that when I'm working on things with my children, I get lost in the activity. So I forget that, I need to take my 10 now so that this teacher can take her 10 and this teacher can take her 10.
Like
this
that's
teacher.
Yeah. Because you guys because you guys definitely cannot take it concurrently.
No, we cannot, because someone always has to be in the classroom with the children. And depending on how many kids we have, we can either have 1 teacher in there or 2. So the ratio from teacher to child in our facility is 1 to 8. So if we have 9 kids, there has to be 2 teachers in there.
Okay. Do you ever like, and I'm saying this like as a parent now, do you ever times where you're like, man, I didn't take a break with this kid?
This kid is pretty difficult today. In all honesty, when it gets to a point that you're talking about behaviors, right?
Yeah, like when it's just like, okay, this kid's really not working with me today.
Okay. So for children that I take a break from, I guess you would say, I have really, really fortunate co-teachers. So if they see me like trying to work with this child, like let's say they don't want to clean up, they don't want to put their things away, and we're getting ready for story time, and my co-teacher sees that they're not listening to me or they're not taking my incentive to clean, they will come over and be like, hey, do you want me to help you clean? Or Miss Hazel's gonna go over here now. Like we will tag each other in, because we can, the team that I have right now works so cohesively that if one of us feels like it's overwhelming, we'll switch. So I'll take over story, and then that teacher will take over the child that needs to put away the toys. That's not listening to what I'm saying. And then vice versa. If I'm leading circle time and then there's a child that's running in and out of the bathroom, which is not a safe thing to do, and doesn't want to listen to the co-teacher, then we will switch and I'll be like, hey, you want to run? How about me and you go outside? And then that teacher that was chasing after him will take over where I was.
Yeah.
So I guess like you could say that those are my like mental break stops or like personal stops when it comes to overwhelming situations at times, but it's only because I'm really, really fortunate to have such a great team.
That's true.
So,
like if you have a
shout
team that
out.
could take over for you, like,
Mhm.
especially like if it does become overwhelming, it's like it's really not listening. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, like
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, because and I think the interesting thing with kids too, because sometimes they can be fickle about like who they just want to
Yeah,
like listen to or
absolutely.
not listen
Absolutely.
to, right? Like
Because they would
learned
listen
that.
to me today, but tomorrow they'll be listening to the other teacher.
Yeah.
Or they won't be listening to me today and then they'll listen to me tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
very the preschool day is just a single amount of time and the next day is like clean.
It's like a new
literally
experience.
a
new day.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Yes.
carrying over.
Yes.
Like, as
Nope.
much.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
I guess, yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, like as a parent, like we've noticed that, like, yeah, sometimes like Theo is more responsive to like me,
Mhm.
and then other days she does not care
Mhm.
that I'm home,
Mhm.
you know. And then other times it's like she only wants grandpa. Like, you know, like there's not
Mhm.
like it really is like, and I think in that kind of field too, where you do have to work with kids, especially if they're not your own kids, like you have to have a lot of patience. But at some point, like it's just you're like, I got like, hey, can you cover this kid? Like,
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that-
Well, a lot of it too, and when we get trained for it and when we go to school and have our workshops is if you use a certain type of word phrasing and how you approach the child, they will take positively to you, even though they won't be receiving of your instructions.
Mhm.
So like the behaviors and things like that, if you say, oh, I see that you don't want to do this right now. It looks like you don't want me to help you. I can go get someone to help too, so that you know what to do later.
Yes.
Like just very, and you have to remove yourself from it because hello to all of the new teachers and preschool teachers and grade school teachers out there. The kids are not after you. They're not taking you personally and they're not vindictive.
It's not personal.
They really don't know.
They weren't gonna listen to you either way.
No, not that. But they just don't know. That's all. They're little. It's fine. But before we go, because we're almost out of time, a few more of the comment sections.
We got some responses
Kuya
here.
John saying taking short breaks in between is good. Having vacation plans is even better. And having to have a reset button, nice, is essential to refresh oneself and be ready to get energized. Oh, Brian.
You want to read?
Yeah, sure.
Our attention span to focus and concentrate on specific tasks are not too long.
Correct.
I said earlier. Frequent short breaks will help you refocus and reset.
Love that. Take a 15-minute coffee break from Glennis de Jesus and walk around the block while drinking my coffee just to take a mental breather from my work. Love that.
You know what?
Thank
coffee
you,
break
Reno.
also.
Coffee
Yes,
break is
that's
everything.
actually
I
one
haven't
of
had
my
coffee
favorites.
yet. Kuya Jeff also mentioned, I think on the bottom somewhere, that he takes frequent coffee breaks. Love that. Oh, Kagaudi.
Kagaudi, one of our other favorite
Thank you,
viewers.
Kagaudi.
What a consistent
From
fan.
Livermore watching.
Yeah, how
Great.
everyone doing?
From Kaylan Somo. Oh, happy 25th anniversary to the locale of Tracy. Happy anniversary, Tracy.
Happy
Happy
anniversary.
anniversary. And then our last comment, Gregorio Sampayan, greetings spot from the locale of
Tracy. Shout out Tracy.
Great
and your
job.
anniversary today.
Happy anniversary to the locale of Tracy. Thank you so much for all the viewers and listeners out there watching here on INCRadio Sacramento. And we'd love to give a special thank you to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CEBSI President and CFO Coordinator, Brother Angelo Aranio Manalo, all of the district staff in Northeast California, and the INCRadio crew here.
Jordan's here too.
Yes. So make sure that you tune in every Saturday. Same time, same place. Get ready, get set, get on INCRadio
Sacramento.